Dr. Smith, physical therapist here, and today I'm going to be going over my resume review service. So for those of you that know me and those of you that don't, I do have the Home Health Mentor course where I teach you how to make over $100,000 as a new grad physical therapist in home health, or if you're a PTA, we can get your pay up a little bit higher by just understanding the market and your worth. That being said, we also go into the changes in PDGM and so on, but included in that course, you do get a review of your resume complimentary, or you can pay me, I believe, about $40 just for a resume review. So what does that entail? Well, that's what this video is going to be about, and I'm going to show you some of the resumes that I've worked on already, and one we're actually going to do together so you can see what you're paying for in the resume review service. So we can see I've done this resume here. Everything in red is actually what I've added to make it pop a bit more. So, what qualifies me to do this? Well, I am in charge of hiring other PTs. I'm a director of rehab for multiple counties, and I am a physical therapist who knows what to look for, and I model it similar to resumes that I've worked for people that have gotten jobs once I've worked on them, and my own resume, so it's a proven track record. You're not just sending it to some random person who doesn't understand therapy, doesn't understand what agencies are looking for, because right now, if you're going to be working for my agency, you're going to have to go through me, and I'm going to have to take a look at your resume, and then again also know what corporate's looking for and other structures. So that's kind of why I provide this service, to help you out so you're not just sending out a bunch of shit and nothing's sticking. I don't know if that's the saying. Anyway, so you can see that the basic resume, we want to go over the name at the top, kind of highlighted there, what you are, professional summary, key competencies, education. Clinicals you don't really want to use unless you're fresh out of school. I would rather you kind of just say experience in neuro, experience in ortho, because if it shows that you only were somewhere for 8 weeks or whatever, we're probably going to overlook it in home care. And however, if you just say you have experience in that setting and you don't put a date, we'll probably just be more open to it and not question you during the interview process or anything like that. And again, my personal philosophy is that if someone says you need 3 to 5 years of experience, unless it's highly specialized skill like surgery, then you probably don't. If you just get thrown into the setting, you'll probably get a good understanding of it within 21 days if you're a competent individual. So again, this is one resume. We have another one here, a little bit different. I only edited a few things on this one. So this resume actually came pretty well formatted, only had to add a few things. This one we added some stuff up here, professional competency. Again, kind of straight and to the point. We want these to be clean and to the point. I did have another thing pulled up here. Where did it go? Right here. So, and then we have cover letters as well. For the cover letters, I don't include these in the resume service because cover letters are going to depend on the job. However, if you're going to write a cover letter and you want me to look at it, then I'll add some stuff to it because I don't know what job you're applying to. And again, that's going to be on you to make that impression. We'll still edit the cover letter, but that's something you're going to have to generate yourself. And you can put to whom it may concern to the employer. But we're focused mainly on the resume. And again, if there is a specific thing you want me to review before you send it out, I have no problem doing that. I'm just not going to sit and type up a cover letter for you because each one's going to be dependent on the employer and the job, and they'll know if there's a template. It's going to be more individualized if you write the cover letter about the company, to their employer, their values, their integrity. So again, what's the point of this video? You've seen 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I showed this one as well. Yeah. So 4 examples of ones that have worked and have gotten jobs, whether that's even in home care or SNF or even a different outpatient setting. And what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go into Jason's resume, and we're actually going to work on Jason's resume together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to move all of this over to the middle because it just looks, I just don't like the way it looks. And this is, again, objective and what I would look for. If I saw this resume, this little detail might actually make me throw it out. That might sound a little bit harsh, but that's kind of the reality of when we see stuff like this. We want it formatted well because, again, you're going to be writing notes, you're going to be doing documentation, and if it looks a bit sloppy, then we're going to then probably just move on to the next person. That being said, if you're the only person applying, you might get a call back, but we just want it to look good so that way we know when you're documenting and so on that you care about the format and you have defensible documentation so we get paid well, especially if we undergo a RAP suppression or so on. So objective, we're going to change to professional objective. And I'll just move everything here in red so we know what we worked on and what we didn't. And let's put this in red. So we move that one, we change this word here. And this way, when I send this back to you, you know what I edited, so it's not confusing. So we can look at his objective here, and it says highly motivated PT seeking a high quality physical therapist position in a mission driven organization to improving the lives of diverse, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares about that. To me, that sounds nothing. To me, that doesn't sound you care about the position and what you're applying for. Again, you do want to tailor this a little bit. So this is for my home health course, this resume. And so what we're going to do is we're going to change this a little bit. So we see highly motivated PT. Let's put physical therapist. Let's type it out so it doesn't look lazy. If I could spell, seeking a high quality physical therapist position. We know you're applying for the physical therapy position, or else you wouldn't be applying. Seeking a high quality to improve the lives of... Okay, so this sounds like you just stole the APTA's mission statement. So we're going to just change this up a little bit. Diverse populations and improving the community. So put highly motivated and passionate, just because you care about patient care, and passionate, patient-centered, physical therapist seeking a home health position, because this is for home health. And if you don't want this to be in home health, you can just change this word here to outpatient. And a mission-driven organization committed to serving others, diverse populations, and okay, so this is like you're talking about advancing the profession. Like, dude, we don't care if we're hiring you. Like, that's cool and all, but we just care about, can your license bill and can you get us paid under PPS and eventually under PDGM. So we're just gonna change health position. So yeah, that's all we're just gonna take this all out. We're gonna make it simple. Highly motivated and passionate, patient-centered physical therapist in a home health position. That's all we need. That's your professional objective. There's nothing questionable about that. It says you're a passionate patient-centered physical therapist and you're highly motivated and you're seeking a home health position. That's all we need to know. Professional qualifications, fitness, PRN, blah, 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 blah. So you see me change this to key competencies. We'll do here, just because his is a little bit different. We'll change it to key qualifications. Or you could put key competencies, or no, let's put key qualifications. The long-standing commitment to providing healthcare to underserved people, perfect. Through previous work, served as a corporate industrial, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we're gonna bullet point this just because it's easier to read. So we're gonna have the key qualifications here. Prior home health PT experience. Even though this is a clinical, it still counts. So put that in there. Familiar with evidence-based outcome measures. So we want to know that you're familiar with the EMR. We'll put multiple EMRs. Multiple EMRs. Highly competent with home care. I'll just put HCHB. Everyone knows it's HCHB. HCHB. And computer savvy. Well, that means you can, learn more EMRs, and that's more important for billing. You have a long-standing. I don't care about that. Don't care about that. So you did all this stuff. To under 60 population. I don't care about that at all. Scheduling insurance. Okay, so you have experience there. So we can take training, billing, verification, blah, 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 blah. So we'll leave staff hiring out unless you're applying for a manager position, but we can put all of this other stuff in. Familiar with the business side of home care and the upcoming PDGM changes. And the reason he's familiar with this is from taking my course. So anything I'm putting in here, he either learned from my course or learned himself. PDGM changes, including but not limited to including but not limited to billing, as well as creation of policy procedure. And again, what we'll have here as well, we'll put physical therapy evaluations, put starter cares evaluations, rocks research evaluations, and yeah, we'll change the competencies. And we'll actually take this out here because it shows that he already has the prior experience by knowing what these terms mean. And if you don't know what these mean, you can take my course. Research evaluations, physical rocks research evaluations. Follow-up visits. Case conference. And anything else pertaining to patient care as a home health PT. So we'll put that in there. We'll also add geriatric PT. Or we'll put prior experience with neuromusculoskeletal and ortho-geri, because that's mostly what we see. If you have wound care, you can put it in here as well. So yeah, these are good key competencies, and this won't get your resume thrown out. All right, so I basically changed all of this, so I'll put this in here. Okay, so then we go to the education, Doctor of Physical Therapy, MS Physical Education, perfect, perfect. Clinical experiences, that's fine. Long-term staff, full-time care, long-term care staff, outpatient specialty staff. References available upon request. You have all the references there, even though you said they're upon request. You can update your address since you moved, unless you're still using this as your permanent address. You might want to update that. For the clinical experience here, you can leave this in here if you want to leave it in here, but I would probably just take this out, and let's take the dates out too. You can add the dates if they ask, but as I said before, if they're seeing stuff that's a short time frame, they're not going to care as much. So we have the outpatient staff here. We have this signature. So though this is consecutive, when you're applying to a job like this, you can leave this in here if you want, if you're going to be billing under this or they're paying you as this. However, they might look at this as competition. When you put in, mobile concierge provider, they might think that you're trying to steal their patients to outpatient to your services. And it's, I don't know. It's just that I would take this out and it's just for applying now. You can leave it in there at another point or you can put it in another place. I just want to put it first because that's the first thing people are going to read. So we're going to take that out for right now. We'll put it back later. We'll put long-term care staff, give it travel PT. For here, you want to put in the settings. So you want to add the settings and actually add that at the top. Then rehab the home unit. All right, so long-term care staff. All right, long-term care staff, signature healthcare, rehab care, signature healthcare. So you're kind of saying the same thing. What I would want in here is, like, was this outpatient? Was this home health? Whatever it was. So, like OP, home health, SNF. Just put that at the top so they know. And if it, like, say it was OP, but you're applying to home health, then you could just put something like ortho emphasis, etc. That way it shows that you have more experience. And again, it's not lying, it's just kind of tailoring your resume to what they probably want to see. Same thing here. And then at the bottom, at the last thing, you can put this. I just want to put it at the top. That's all. They have references available on Crest and all this. So we'll go through this again. We can see we moved this over here. Update your address. Highly motivated, passionate, patient-centered physical therapist seeking a home health position. You're familiar with physical therapy starter cares, rocks, research, evaluations, follow-up visits, case conferences, and that's pertaining to patient cares and home health PT. That's all from taking my course. Prior experience with neuro, musculoskeletal, ortho, geriatric patients. Familiar with, so that includes stroke, SCI. You can break that down more if you want. You have familiar with multiple EMRs, high competence, can't spell, with HDHB and computer savvy in general. You're familiar with evidence-based outcome measures. You can put it just to look fancy, Berg, Tenetti, Tug. Though the Tenetti and the Tug really aren't the best evidence, home care agencies love that shit. That's perfect. Let's put doctorate. Let's spell it out because some people don't know what a DPT is. That's fine. And what do we have here? We have PT, DPT, and so let's actually put this down here. We'll put licensed doctor of physical therapy. Move this over to the middle. Oops. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll put licensed doctor of physical therapy so that way you can put / physical therapist. Sometimes you have to do this, or you can just put physical therapist, doesn't really matter. But that way they know what you are before you even apply. So if they see this at the top of the pile, they're like, oh shit, we need a physical therapist. Again, went through here, we spelled this out just because we want to highlight that you're a competent individual. Again, we went through this. This you're gonna have to kind of fix to what's going on because it kind of just says the same thing, and again, tailor it. And again, as long as you're not lying about it, you can see, I work with stroke patients, spinal cord patients, and tailor that into, how you're going to carry that over into the home. But outside of that, the rest of it's pretty good. I'm going to send this back to Jason right now, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you guys want me to review your resume, the link's on the Home Health Mentor course website, and you got to pay for it. Or if you guys just take the course, you get a free resume review, at least probably until Black Friday or end of the year, because if it gets too high, that might not be free anymore. But hope this was helpful, and thank you guys for watching.